So let's say you just got OneDrive deployed to your machine here. How is it going to immediately look? Well, let's open our file explorer here. This is probably the view you'll see it immediately upon opening it. And the first thing you're going to notice is completely different is this OneDrive tab. That is everything that's going to be getting sent over to OneDrive. So everything in here is going to be syncing up to the cloud. This works off of three main icons here, which is pictures, documents, desktops. These three will constantly be getting backed up, and all changes will be getting synced up to the cloud for OneDrive. So it's important that we try to work out of these as much as possible, because they're going to grab as many backups as they can, as often as they can. Not to say that files out in this kind of overview of OneDrive here, we call it the root if it's the first step in a path. So like a path would be OneDrive, attachments, and then this. You can kind of see the path up here. A root is the first step in the path. So OneDrive being the root. Like I said, the three big things are going to be pictures, documents, and desktop. And documents is just going to be what your home drive was. So you're used to this, where you have a tab that is your home drive. That's what you guys are used to saving to. That was our old file server you were saving directly to. That's going to be out of the picture now. We're going to be fully cloud-based here for file storage. So we'll have documents set up just like how your home drive was. So anything important that you need to save, whether that's PowerPoints, Word docs, PDFs, anything like that, you'll want to save in here just like it's your home drive. Just think of it that way. It's kind of works the same way, just in a different fashion, just through the cloud. That's the only big difference. So just try to remember any big change you'll want to put in documents here. Just treat it like your old home drive. Desktop is nice because this will have all your icons that you have on your desktop in here. And this will, if you log into another machine, for example, let's say I drop this machine in a pool and it gets completely fried, it's unusable, unsavable. You bring it to IT, we tell you we can't save it. It's not really that big of a deal for your files because you'll just grab a new machine, you'll log into OneDrive, and immediately all of your icons on your old machine's desktop will appear. So it's like you're on the same machine almost. It's going to be really, really nice. Same with pictures too. It just uses the cloud to store your pictures, so you could just come in here and have access to everything no matter what device you're on. It's not storing it in a hard drive. The other two folders real quick we'll go over is Microsoft Team files and attachments. What are those? Well, Microsoft Team files, you'll only see this if you've ever sent an attachment through Teams. Like if you sent somebody a file through Teams, you'll see this, and inside will be that file that you sent. If you've never done that before, you probably actually won't even have this folder, so you won't have to worry about that. You can kind of just ignore this folder. It's kind of just one of those service folders that is just there for organization, but it's not really something you're going to be digging through very often. But attachments, we'll look at this a bit later. I'll show you guys what this is. But if you save any attachments you get from Outlook, there'll be an option to save it to your OneDrive. They'll go in here. That's all it's for. You'll have all your attachments in here that you save from Outlook. So another big tip I want to give you guys, if you just got deployment here for OneDrive, is you might see something like this, where you have like 100 items over here. All the file paths are kind of opened up and it kind of looks crazy. It's getting really confusing. Maybe something like this. I'm just going to hit all the drop downs to make it look as cluttered as possible. So it might look something like this, where you're like, whoa, this is kind of hard to manage. The first thing I'd recommend doing is just collapsing everything down to its root. That way, you're just going to be seeing as little icons over here as possible. That's going to be the easiest to work out of. Home and gallery you can't really get rid of. Gallery is more for pictures that you use frequently, and home will try to show you like favorites and recent files that you've been going to a lot. So you can use those if you want. I wouldn't recommend it though. I would just recommend going to exactly where you need. So collapse everything down and just kind of work from there. You shouldn't have too much here. You might have some extra cases that I'm missing, some folders that you might have made on your own, but for the most part it should look like this. And then the next part we'll look at is down here. What are these pins here? Why are these here? What is this document? Why is there a document here and a document here? You might be confused. This is just the same as your OneDrive documents. It is. The reason why it's down here is because it's pinned for ease of access, and they'll try to do this automatically for you. It's probably going to be a little bit redundant and not helpful in what we need it for. So what I'd recommend is just remove all your pins here. All you got to do is come down, right click on it, and hit unpin from quick access, and just do that for all of these except for downloads. We're going to leave downloads. So you should look something like this now, where you have downloads here, you have OneDrive, and then you have like this PC. So when should you be saving to OneDrive, and when should you be saving to downloads / this PC? This PC you're probably never going to use, but downloads, just know, is, we talked about roots. What are they? This PC is the root. Your C drive is where anything in your hard drive is. The C drive is going to be the root for it, and downloads is actually farther down the line after this. So what does that mean? It just means that download is being stored into the computer's hard drive, which means that it's not getting synced to the cloud. So if you were to lose your computer, or it would fall down a flight of steps, something crazy, and it's unsavable, anything in downloads or this PC would be gone. So just keep that in mind. Downloads you really want to only be using for temporary stuff that doesn't really matter. Maybe it's forcing you to download it. You're just doing it because you need to access whatever it may be. You don't really care about it. It can live in downloads. If you lose anything in here, you won't really care. That's what downloads is for. If it's important in any way or shape, make sure you save it to OneDrive documents. If you need to tidy up your home drive as well, which is your documents folder, of course, in OneDrive now, go ahead and feel free. A lot of this is organization. So the more organized you are, the easier this is going to be for you. So for example, if I had something like, let's say I had 4 of these reimbursement forms, I would just right click and make a folder called reimbursement forms, and I would just throw everything into that folder just to try to keep it as tidy as I can in here. But yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it. Just make sure you're trying to be as organized as possible. It's going to make everything so much easier for this if you try to focus on that. It's something I've had to really work on too, but it really makes a world of difference. Yeah, so just remember the big points from this video is we're only saving temporary files that we do not care about to downloads. All of the important stuff is going into documents because that gets backed up frequently. That's where your home drive will be, because that's probably most of your important stuff was on your home drive. So just keep using it like you used your home drive. And then if you wanted to make folders out here, you can. You do not have to, but if that's how you want to do it, you can. You just right click and make a folder, call it test, for example. And that'll come out here. Now there's a chance that since it's out here, it might get moved over to the quick access as well for being out in the root of OneDrive here. If that's the case and you don't like that, you should be able to just remove it by right clicking and just click remove from quick access. But if that's really bothering you, just keep everything under documents. So that's where we'll end the File Explorer video here. In the next one, we'll move over to Outlook.